Hey guys, how's it going? Companion. So, pretty big news about Diablo 3 yesterday that it's going to be coming out on PS3 and PS4. This is a very interesting thing that some people have requested that I give my 2 cents on because I've kind of been like the Diablo guy for a while, and it's a pretty interesting change as some people see it. But in my opinion, it's not really a change at all. It's something that Diablo 3 has become. Almost since the start. These kinds of things, it's not like, some guy last week called, Blizzard called the Sony guy. It's like, hey, you want a pretty cool game for PlayStation? We got Diablo 3 for you. Now, this thing's probably way, 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 behind that. Possibly even when the game was being designed. Because thinking about it, the game is pretty much come to a point where all you really do is just kill monsters, pick up very little loot, use very few abilities, usually you use one or two, and use just like support stuff. So think about playing like a whirlwind barbarian with a controller, You got your joystick to move your character around, you got your battle shout, you got your, run like the wind action, and considering that you only pick up legendaries, there's probably going to be a key for pick up nearest legendary or some shit, So you're just like pressing 3 buttons and messing around with the joystick. I think it'll be awesome. Back when I played Diablo 3 really hardcore, you pretty much picked up every single item on the ground, and the gameplay involved, either being a really tanky kind of character, just very slowly, nudging away at the mob's HP bar, or being arranged where you had like very high damage and you'd pretty much die to making the slight error in your positioning. So in either case, it wasn't really viable as a combat playstyle. But since those first 2-3 weeks, they've come to change the game again and again and again to streamline it. So the actual playing of the game is pretty much just messing around with the joystick. So that's a pretty cool thing. In my opinion, it's a change that they really had to make because the player base of Diablo has been going down substantially. The way that I see it, on the forums, the interaction between players online, the fact that I couldn't really find anyone to play with when I wanted to, offline, off stream that is. So I can kind of understand the reasoning, though. To be fair, for most people that played Diablo 3, they kind of saw it as a PlayStation game. PlayStation game is kind of like the game where you experience it for, 2-3 weeks, and then you pretty much go to your GameStop or whatever, and you purchase another game to play for the next 2 or 3 weeks. So, a lot of people play games like that. I don't have a problem with it, but to be fair, Diablo 3 does fit in that playstyle fairly well. Understandably, there is some long-term activities that you can do, like building up a gear set, doing the auction house stuff again and again to try to increase your wealth in the game. But with all the patches that come into play every now and then, that typically tends to mellow out the wealth portion and tends to favor the guy putting in the dollars in the game each time rather than the time investment in the game. Understandably, with this last patch with the bind on account items, it's a little bit different, but that's a little bit of a different story that hasn't received the best feedback so far. So it's pretty hard to say at this point to see which direction I'll take it from here. But some pretty cool stuff. The last PlayStation I had was PlayStation 1. I was a pretty big fan of like Crash Bandicoot and shit like that when I was in I don't know, elementary school. That shit was awesome. So if I had Diablo 3 as an option, I'd be really excited because back then I was playing Diablo 1 on PlayStation. Obviously I had it for the PC, but playing on a PlayStation, just playing it from a different medium, for me back then was a pretty entertaining thing. So I can kind of see what's going on. I think it's a positive thing for the game, but it's not something to be taken too seriously at this point. People play Diablo 3 for the fun of it at this point. So why not just release the game for a console? That's the way I see it. I hope you guys, maybe kind of understand what's going on a little bit better from my little 2 cents here. In any case, wish you guys the best of luck playing Diablo if you're still playing it. maybe check it out on a console. I don't know. I definitely won't. I'm not paying, you know, $200-300 for a crappy version of a computer that I already have. But I know some of you like to do that kind of stuff, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.